Are you lacking a little bit of energy? Do you need a little bit of a boost? Or maybe you just want a tasty beverage? I got you covered. Introducing G Fuel, a sugar-free formula with loads of different flavors to choose from that'll give you a boost. These are a couple of the flavors out of the many that I really like. Now, G Fuel also has a non-caffeine line called Hydration, and these are absolute bangers containing a lot of electrolytes and vitamins. By using code SALT, you can get 20% off your purchase right now. Link in the description of the video. If you miss the salt, it's not my fault. What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with the 4 highest attack stat Pokemon Team 4 Generation 9. Now, I've gone through all the stats of every Pokemon, and I'm going to be picking out the 6 Pokemon with the highest attack stat. I will not be including legendary Pokemon in this, like Koraidon, Miraidon, those sort of things, and I picked all the others and I put them on one team. Today we got 4 battles with this team. It was really cool, and I come up with some fun move sets too. If you enjoy the videos, people want to support the channel, drop a like on the video, leave me a comment, and yeah, tell me what you think are the 6 Pokemon that are highest without, you know, cheating and watching this video. See if you can guess them. Alright, first Pokemon battle. This one is against Violet. We have a theme team here as well, if you can guess it. And we've got a Clawfleet swapping into Bombardier. Now, the first Pokemon on my team is going to be Iron Hands. Now, Iron Hands has an attack stat of 140. I've got on this one max health and max attack Adamant Nature. We've got Low Sweet, Belly Drum, Metronome, and the old Temtem Slam. Now, this is going to be actually tormented, which is quite interesting, and I'm going to be able to get a Belly Drum off here. Now, my item is going to be a Quick Claw, and I'm basically just trying to get a sweep with Low Sweep. Now, obviously, on these Pokemon, they're very good on the attack stats, so I tried to make difficult movesets for me to use as an added little challenge there. So anyway, that's the end of Bombardier there, thanks to, I'm not sure, Melmetal's leg. And the next Pokemon to come at here is going to be the Great Tusk. Now, Great Tusk is going to go for a stomping tantrum here, and I guess what? It's going to take me out. I was very close there, you know, to living that one. It was so close, but unfortunately, Iron Hands is going to faint. Now, the next Pokemon here is going to be Palafin. So, Palafin has the highest attack stat out of any Pokemon in the game. Of course, they're barring the legendary Pokemon, and we've got that as 160. What? I don't know what they were thinking of giving a Dolphin the like crazy stats that they've got. I don't know. If you got any theories, let me know, but I'm a little bit stumped. Anyway, so we've got this set here swapping to Baxcalibur. More on the Palafin set a little bit later on. Now, Baxcalibur has got a thumping 145 base attack. I've got Avalanche, Snowscape, Dragon Rush, and the old Body Slam. So I'm going to tip a little bit of Ice Cream there on top of the Great Tusk, and it's going to be sent right back to the Ice Age. Now, this is Icy Rock as the item, Thermal Exchange as the ability, Max Health and Max Attack Adamant Nature. That's the only reason I lived the Great Tusk attack there. Next Pokemon is going to be Clawf. Now, this is really mean, right? I went for Body Slam for a paralysis, right? Because this set's about paralyzing your opponent and then flinching it with the Dragon Rush. So Clawf is going to get paralyzed there, which is very lucky because I only have a little bit of health left. Then I went for the Dragon Rush on Clawf. Good damage there, excellent damage. Clawf's going to take a lot of damage there. Now the Anger Shell is going to activate. So I was like, all right, well, I've activated Anger Shell. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world for me, but at least it is paralyzed. So I do have Pokemon that can come in there, you know, and outspeed it. Now, Clawf has got the White Herb as the item there, getting rid of those drops, which isn't bad. However, it got paralyzed again. I went for the Dragon Rush, it missed again, and now Clawf got paralyzed again. They are getting very unlucky there. So I'm going to finish him off there with the Dragon Rush, and that is the end of Clawf. But I can tell you what, that Clawf just fainted in a pile of salt there. I would have been really salty too if that was me. Next Pokemon here is going to be Orthworm. I'm going to go for the Body Slam. I'm going to try to see if I can do this again. So I went for the Body Slam, and I got to paralyze again. I'm like, wow, I'm getting really lucky in this battle so far for sure. Now, Orthworm's gone for an Iron Tail, and it missed. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go for the Avalanche here. They're probably going to get paralyzed or miss again, and unfortunately, I'm going to get wrecked there by I think it was an Iron Tail again from the Orthworm. Anyway, I was going to faint regardless. I was like, you know what? Let's swap in my Palafin. Now, this set He's absolutely amazing. So I really had to try and make it difficult to use Palafin because it's such a good Pokemon. So I come across a PIMPNITE special here and I decide to go for it. So to use the move Focus Punch, I thought it'd be really funny. Focus Punch is quite a difficult move to make use of because you have to obviously avoid all damage there from attacking moves. So I thought, how can I get around this? And I was like, well, the Orthworm is already paralyzed. How about I go for Supersonic? Amazing move. And then I can go for the Focus Punch, right? That's Parafusion. I should have a reasonably good chance. So I've got Max Attack, and I've also got Max Speed here on Palafin. I've got Jolly Nature. Now, you wouldn't read about it, right? Orthworm is confused and paralyzed, right? It gets through all of it and goes for a Wrap, and Wrap misses. You can't make this up. So anyway, Wrap is going to miss there. I'm going to punch that worm, and that is the end of Orthworm. Man, that was cruel. I had Terra Fighting on this as well, if you are curious there. I also had Terra Fighting on the Iron Hands, and I had Terra Dragon on the back Scarlet. So here comes the, we got the little, I nearly said sushi there. Tatsuguru, it's going to go for an icy win. I actually feel like a sushi, but people always roast me because I'm like, I like chicken teriyaki sushi. And people are like, that's not sushi, all right? And they were roasting me last time. Anyway, so I'm going to swap out my Palafin here because it isn't exactly the greatest matchup in the world. And I'm going to go into Slitherwing. So Slitherwing has 135 base attack, putting on the 6th highest Pokemon on this team for Generation 9. Remember, not other gens, just this gen. And now we're going to Dragon Pulse here. And unfortunately, that's going to take my Slitherwing out there. But it will be back in the next 3 battles. I'll explain the moveset then. Next Pokemon is going to be King Toilet here. King Toilet also has 135 base attack here. I've got max health and max attack. So I thought I'd give it like a really, really powerful move here. So I gave it Fling and Iron Ball. It's going to be super powerful with Supreme Overlord. Here comes a Scummy Water from Tatsuguru. It's doing a lot of damage to me. And I'm going to go for the Fling. I was like, this should do heaps. It should one-shot it. So there we go. I'm going to fling the toilet paper at the Tatsuguru. And it's going to get one-shotted. Now, the other moves I've got in this are Thief, Retaliate, and Metal Claw. I tried to do a meme set. Next Pokemon here we got is Iron Tread. So I was like, all right, well, let's see if I can live Stompy Charge. I'm kind of doubtful, and yeah, I'm not going to live that. That is the end of the King Toilet there. It all got flushed away. Now, there's 2 Pokemon left. I was like, all right, I can see we got a Life Orb move here, attacking set. So let's go into Palafin. So I've got my Focus Punch. So here comes the knockoff. That's going to get rid of my Bright Powder. That was my item, by the way. I know it's very, very scummy. So I was thinking maybe I should go for Supersonic. So Supersonic misses. I mean, Supersonic is really bad. It's only 55% accuracy. So I lived on 4 health. It was a very, very close thing. Supersonic finally lands there on the Iron Tread. So I'm thinking, okay, I've got a pretty good chance here. If I can get Focus Punch, like just one hit itself for confusion, I can end this right. So I'm hoping for that confusion there. The chickens are flying around. Things are looking pretty good right now. And they're going to disrespect me with a Rapid Speed. Oh, you wouldn't read about it. So that is the end of the Palafin there. I tried to troll twice there, but yeah, it didn't work the second time. Now, the last Pokemon on my team, of course, is going to be Roaring Moon. So Roaring Moon is the other Pokemon. This has a attack stat of 139 base, which is crazy. So we got a Bite, Metal Claw, Scale Shot, Dragon Dance, King's Rock, PIMPNITE special here. So we got Max Attack and Max Speed, Jolly Nature, and what I'm trying to do there is get a Scale Shot to get some flinches with King's Rock. But it's a very, very bad set because obviously Scale Shot hits between 2 to 5 times. So, you don't know whether you're going to get 2 hits, 5 hits, and they're sort of really trying to give it the worst moves it's got, really. So I gave it Bite as well for flinching and Metal Claw, as a way to hit fairy types and to try and boost his attack. So I'm going to go for the Bite here on the Iron Treads. Now we've got a Terry. Now my opponent actually hit themselves a confusion there, which was pretty lucky on my half, so I dodged some more damage here. So we got a Terra Steel Iron Treads. I'm just imagining like a tire going down the street there, rolling along the street with like an axe attached to it, and it hits itself twice in confusion. My opponent has had really, really bad luck the whole battle there. I'm going to crunch that. Imagine trying to bite an axe. You'd break all your teeth, but that's the end of the very first battle there. Thank you, Viola, for the battle there, and I'm very sorry about some of the RNG there. I know how you feel. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is the battle against Elijah, and this is a pretty interesting battle there. I included it just purely for one reason, because it was quite amusing, especially the first start of this battle. So we've got a Glimora lead there. I've never seen one of them in my entire lifetime. And now Iron Hands can actually go for a belly drum, because I thought they may lead with this. You know, there's a pretty good chance, let's be real. And I can set my belly drum. So I was like, okay, as long as they have like a, you know, like an earth power or something, I should be okay. And now they're going to be setting up stealth rocks and spikes, you know, and obviously with toxic debris, they've got toxic spikes. So they're just using this to set up every entry hazard under the sun. So I'm going to kick that Glimora right out of the barrel there with my small foot. And that is one Pokemon down, which is good. So it's a solid start to the battle there. Unfortunately, I did get all the entry hazards on the field. So this is a very, very competitive team, by the way. Next Pokemon's going to be Scarlet. Here comes the Earthquake. Like, okay. And I lived on 1 health. You wouldn't read about it. So now here comes a low. Oh, that was a low blow. And that is the end of the Baxcalibur. So 2 Pokemon down. Like, this is going swimmingly. Next Pokemon we got is Arbolivia. And Arbolivia is going to get wrecked as well. That's 3 Pokemon down. Iron Hands, more like Iron Foot. So the next Pokemon here is going to be Belly Button. All right, I'm going to get outspeed here. It was fun while it lasted. Quick Claw activates, and Belly Bolt is going to get kicked there right in the belly. And that's 4 Pokemon down. So a mini Iron Hands meme sweep is happening right now. So the next Pokemon to come out is going to be Crocodiles. Like, oh, I don't know if I can take this out. So I went for the low sweep there. That did nothing, because obviously it's got Unaware and it's got Everlight at the same time, and Fire Spin is going to take out the Iron Hand. So that was a pretty funny run there with the Iron Hands. Probably one of the best runs that I had. Next Pokemon is going to be Palafin. Now, there was 2 Pokemon left on this team, and there was one other Pokemon that was, you know, very, very, obviously a very, very competitive set, so I was a little bit worried about that. But anyway, I was trying to get some damage here on the Crocodile with, like, Palafin in non-hero mode form, and it was really struggling. So we got a stalling Crocodile here with Unaware Everlight, so it's very, very bulky. Now, with this team, I did struggle a little bit with damage. Of course, when I got Belly Drum off, it was the Iron Hands were doing a fair bit, but it wasn't very fast. You know, it's very, very easy to beat. The other set I had was Roaring Moon, which wasn't bad either, and I sort of had that Slitherwing there, which was okay too. So next Pokemon I'm thinking about bringing here soon would probably I'm thinking like King Gambit. I might be able to go for like a Fling, get rid of my item, and then steal the Everlight. That's what was running through my head now, because I was just not having it here with this Crocodile. Plus, it was also setting up curses at the same time, so it was going to be like insanely bulky, you know. This Pokemon is actually very, very good as a Everlight pick too. So I'm going to go for my final Dolphin Punch here. I don't know where that fist is coming from. I don't know, like maybe it just clenches like little blue like fin together and grows fingers. I have no idea. So obviously I'm going to faint to the next turn. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave that. I know that I'm going to faint when I bring it back in, but it's sort of like setting up on me. So I went into King Toilet here. I'm going to take a little bit of damage. At least I'm not going to get poisoned because I am a Steel type. And I got that Supreme Overlord. I also thought that Supreme Overlord Retaliate was pretty cool too, because you know, when obviously you get the boost of Retaliate and then you get Supreme Overlord. So not a bad move there to run it up for a little bit of fun. So I went for the Iron Ball there. Good damage. Really good damage against Crocodile. Fire Spin is going to miss. I'm going to take that opportunity to steal the Everlight. So I was like, this is good now. I can actually do, you know, a little bit better damage to it. So Fire Spin is going to do, you know, a decent amount of damage here to King Gambit. And I don't expect to really win this matchup. I was sort of just like weakening it. So I went for another Thief there. Obviously, it's not going to, you know, take it out there. And Fire Spin is almost going to take the King Gambit. So like, okay, I can outspeed this and take it out. So I flung its Everlight back at it, and it was enough to take it out with like a thumping 40 base power. So we got one more Pokemon left, and of course, it is going to be Annihilate. Like, I had really no way to one-shot this Pokemon, right? So I was like, now we're going to Terra Annihilate. I was like, I have no idea what they're going to Terra into. There's a lot of types you can go to, and it's going to be Terra Water. So I was like, all right, fair enough. King Gambit has virtually nothing to do with this, and it's probably going to outspeed me too. So now they're going to go for a Drain Punch. That would have taken me out probably at full health, and that's the end of King Gambit. So I've lost Palafin already, so it's like I might as well just swap it in here and, you know, feint it to the entry hazards that are already on the field. Now, I've got 3 Pokemon left on my team, and I was sort of like, I was wondering, well, Roaring Moon's going to be quite good here. I might be able to take it out, but it is going to get hit by, you know, quite a powerful attack. So I was like, let's go into Slitherwing here. So this set is a Thrash, Stomping Tantrum, U-Turn, Acrobatic set. We got Person Berry as the item, max speed, and max attack. So I went for the Thrash there. and it didn't really do too good. So we got the bulk up from the Annihilate, so, you know, the standard set that it always runs, and it's probably going to be bulk up, Drain Punch, Rage Fist, and, you know, it possibly has, like, a way of resting off. So I don't really know 100% what the last move is, but I'm assuming it probably has that move, or it's just going to use Drain Punch for sustain. So Annihilate is going to go to sleep there. It's going to have the Chesto Berry, so now it's taken lots and lots of hits, and it's got like a lot of stacks on its Rage Fish, which is going to be doing a lot of damage, and it also has Chesto Berry there too. So now that I've locked into Thrash here, there's not much I can do. I don't really want to swap out either. I'm going to go for my final Thrash, and it's obviously going to do donkeys here. So now I'm confused. My Person Berry is going to activate, and it doesn't really matter because this turn I know that I'm going to faint anyway. So I had like the Person Berry and Acrobatics combination for a bit of fun there. So here comes the Rage Fish. Obviously that would have fainted me at full health. It's a very overpowered move there. And yeah, I've got 2 more Pokeball left. So I'm like, all right. How about I try and go into my Excalibur, see if I can, you know, I'm not sure, I might be able to live this, or I might be able to get a little bit of damage off. So I didn't go for a negative priority move. I went for Dragon Rush. Unfortunately, it's going to outspeed me, and it's going to Drain Punch me and get a little bit of a little bit of damage I did to it earlier on there. So it is what it is. So I've got 1 more Pokeball left, and that's my Roaring Moon. So I'm like, well, I know that Drain Punch is going to do a lot of damage to me. I'd say probably 3/4. So my only option here was to either try and get a flinch with Bite or go for a Scale Shot and hope for a flinch. The problem about using Scale Shot, it is going to drop my defense. So if I do go for it straight up, I know that I'm going to get 1 shot. So I was like, maybe I'll go for Bite first, try for a flinch because, you know, it is a water type, and then I'll go for the Scale Shot, right? I might have a chance here. So I'm going to go for the Bite here. It does nothing, as I knew already. Here comes the Drain Punch, and that almost takes me out. So if I went for Scale Shot there, I would have lost, right? So the Annihilate is back to full health. I've got 1 more turn. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for Scale Shot. I've got absolutely nothing to lose here. I might be able to get a crit. So I went for 1 shot there. It did like virtually nothing. I'm going to hit it with the second one there. It did virtually nothing. I went for another one here. And it's virtually doing nothing here. But the funny thing here, right, is I managed to land all 5 of my Scale Shots, right? And the Annihilate actually ended up flinching here. So I don't know. I can't say if I did that on my first try, it would have got flinched and I would have beaten it. But, you know, it was pretty funny that I got that flinch on the very last one. And that's the end of my Roaring Moon there. I mean, Annihilate is a very good Pokemon. You know, I was just happy of how the Iron Hands went there at the start of against that, like, the pure sweat there. Anyway, let's get on to the third and final. Sorry, there's 4 battles in this video. The third battle here. This was actually pretty interesting too. So we had a very, very stacked team here. This was actually a random opponent, I believe, on the, not the Wycombe, the Poke Portal. So we got a Cinderace leader. They got the Libero high jump kick. That's obviously going to be the end of my Bisharp there. Sorry, my King Toilet. So the toilet got kicked over, right? And I was thinking, right, we'll go into my Palafin now. I might be able to scare them off here. Obviously, they're not going to be expecting a Focus Punch set, right? So out goes the Palafin, and in comes my Slitherwings. Like, maybe we'll get a swap, and we did get a swap. Like, okay, that's cool. Now, on the swap here, we've got the Decidueye coming in. It's like, oh, okay, well, I won't be able to use my Thrash strategy. I'm just going to go for the U-turn there. So U-turn does a good amount of damage. I was really happy about that. It does have a good attack stat, does Slitherwing. And now we're going to go back into Excalibur because I'm expecting a flying type move here. So I'm pretty bulky on max health. So I'm thinking, you know, I could go for an Avalanche here. Here comes a Spirit Shackle. Now, one thing about Spirit Shackle, I noticed they took out, like, the bow and arrow, like, stage. You know how it would pull back the arrow and fire it? Man, they just, like, they took that bit out. Anyway, the Decidueye is going to get taken out. And the next Pokemon we got is Cinderace. So they're back again. They're going to go for their little high jump kick. I can't do much. This is a very, very hard Pokemon to swap into with these memes here. And Excalibur is going to be fainting, which is fine, you know. That was expendable. So I'm thinking to myself, I might be able to see if I can set up with them here. So I went to the Roaring Moons. If I go for Terra Dragon now and then go for Dragonette, I know that I'm going to take a lot of damage from High Jump Kick, and possibly they may have Sucker Punch too, but I'm going to risk it anyway because, let's face it, things are looking very, very bad at the moment for the rest of my team. So I've got that Dragonette up, which is good there. It's going to allow me some extra base power and some speed there. It's going to be very, very handy. So the Cinderace, it looks so tiny. It's going to go for the high jump kicker. That did enormous amounts of damage there. Now I'm going to go for the Scale Shot. So I've got no guarantee that I'm going to land any more than 2 hits here, and I got 3 of them off. I was like, that's good. So 3 hits. So I took out a very threatening Pokemon. I was like, at least that's a start. I might be able to claw my way back into this battle sometime. So next Pokemon is Gardevoir. I went for the Metal Claw, and that's going to be enough to take out the Gardevoir, which is nice. So it's not often you get a one-hit KO of Metal Claw, so, you know, relish this moment. Next Pokemon is going to be the Koraidon, but I was like, wait, Koraidon didn't have its ability pop up. It's got to be a Zoroark. So Zoroark is going to transform there, and I'm going to go for another round of the Scale Shots. That's going to be the end of the Zoroark. So now suddenly taking out like a lot of the Pokemon. Next Pokemon, of course, is Koraidon. I was like, well, I've got Scale Shot here. I need to hit it like probably 2 to 3 times. You know, it's got some fair bulk to it, Koraidon. So my ability's got to activate here, giving me another boost in speed. Not that I was already fast enough. I got 1 hit there. I was like, okay, good. I'm going to need like another one. And the second one, and then the third one. So once again, if I didn't land those 3 hits, if I got 2 hits, I would have fainted for sure. Last Pokemon is going to be Miraidon. I was like, all right. I'm pretty sure I'd say they're going to go for Terra Electric here. They haven't actually Terra yet. And here it comes. So it's like, all right, I need to land at least, I'd say, I have to land probably all of my hits here. Miraidon's got some really impressive bulk about it too, right? So Miraidon will not outspeed me, obviously. I'm like super fast here, and I needed at least 4 to 5 hits. So there's the first one. I was like, yeah, I'm going to need all of them. So there's the second one on Miraidon. 2 hits, which is pretty good. Got the third one there. So, oh, I don't know if this is going to fade. Miraidon lives on 1 health, and I got the 5th one off there. And that is a Roaring Moon Scale Shot Metal Claw sweep there. If I didn't get those, especially on, like, I'd say that last Pokemon and the Koraidon before there, if I didn't get more than 2, I was done. But I just thought I'd show you that battle because that was absolutely crazy. Let's get on to the 4th and final battle there. This one is against Landon MC. I believe this is a random battle as well on the Poke Portal. And we got a Meowstic lead. So it's like, all right, I'll leave with Palafin. I'm pretty sure they're going to leave with Meowstic anyway. So what I did is I swapped out the Palafin into the Kingambit. It's like, you know, this is a pretty good swap in. They probably have Play Rough too, but I feel like I can live that. So Flower Trick's going to do nothing, of course. And now the Meowstic is going to be swapping out. So I wonder what they're going to swap into here. This is pretty funny. So I went for the Fling Iron Ball. That was a very, very bad, unlucky swap in there. I mean, they were probably right to think that I wasn't going to use a dark type move. They were thinking I was going to use probably a fighting type move there. And yeah, Skeleturge just get rolled out like a lounger in rug. So I'm going to swap out my King Toilet there, and we're going to be going into the Slitherwing. So like, they're probably going to use a Stomping Tantrum or a ground type move, so that's a good swap in, right? Now I'm thinking to myself, I either go for the Thrash. Yeah, let's go for Thrash. That's my strategy. So in comes Gallade. I was like, man, that's going to do a lot of damage, and it dropped Gallade in one shot. They're absolutely annihilated. So now I'm locked into Thrash. You know, I got rid of a good Pokemon, which is fine. In comes the Meowscarter. It's going to go for Play Rough. I lived that one. Just shooting my bulk there. Thrash was actually kind of surprising. I thought it would take it out, but it didn't. And the Meowscarter had a rocky helmet. I was like, what? And that's going to be the end of my Slitherwing there. But a very, very nice performance there. Nearly taking out 2 Pokemon on its own. So bringing back in the Kingambit there. I've got Retaliate and Supreme Overlord. It's loaded up. We've got the Meowscarter swapping out and Baxcalibur coming in. So like, I don't know whether I'll take Baxcalibur out, but it's going to do a fair bit. Baxcalibur takes that really, really well. It's like, man, that was bulky. So now I know why. It was like a bulky body press there. So I leave that body press there. I'm going to go for the Metal Claw, and that is enough of the Baxcalibur. So we've got 3 more Pokemon left there. So next Pokemon is Great Tusk. Obviously, we've got another Stomping Tantrum, and that's the end of the King Toilet. But a very, very good performance there. A very high-quality toilet. Now, the next Pokemon we got is going to be the Palafin. So, all right, let's get this Focus Punch happening, people. So I've got 0 to hero. It's time to go for Supersonic. They swapped out their Great Tusk, which was pretty funny. I could have gone for a Focus Punch there. I almost did, you know, expecting the swap, and I didn't. I wish I really did. So Quaquaval was going to come in. It's going to dodge the Supersonic. Now, as I was thinking, oh no, they're going to try and get a Moxie here, like a Moxie boost. And Close Combat was a 2-hit KO. I didn't think they'd go for Aqua Step. I thought they'd just straight up go for attacking move. So that was the only good thing. They weren't like boosting their speed. So I went for a Supersonic. This time it actually landed, which is good. So now it's like, this is going to hit pretty hard because Close Combat and, a nice attack stat. But unfortunately, it didn't hit itself for Confusion. And Palafin is going to be fainting. So, you know, rest in peace on my Focus Punch set there. It wasn't very lucky. Most of the time it got, completely trolled. Next Pokemon is going to be Roaring Moon. I had some pretty good success with this set. I was like, you know what? It's time to go for a Terra Dragon here. Now, I was thinking, I need to get rid of this thing, like, straight away, right? It's got a Moxie up. This is probably the only Pokemon that can actually deal with this in a way to, dealing with its type of moves here. We've got a Terra Quackquavel as well. I guess they thought that, well, I've got a Moxie up now. I should be able to sweep the rest of the team, right? So they've got Terra Water on the Quackquavel, which is good there. It's going to power up their Water-type moves. So Roaring Moon's going to outspeed, go for the Scale Shot there. And, if they did get a Aqua Step up there before in that matchup, that would have actually been enough to outspeed me there. Could have been quite nasty. So Quackquavel is going to faint there with 3 hits, which is really lucky because the second one actually put it on 2 health. Out comes the Scarlet. I'm going to finish it off with a Metal Claw, scratchy, and we've got one more Pokemon left, and that is Great Tusk. Now, Great Tusk has, let's be real, great defense. I was like, well, I don't think I'm faking this, right? So I went for the Scale Shot here, hoping that I'll get at least, 4 to 5 hits on this thing because it's very, very tanky, and I got 3. It's going to go for a Giga Impact. I was like, what? And that's going to be the end of my Roaring Moon there. No way I was getting Giga Impact from Great Tusk. So now I thought, you know what? It's time to go into my low sweeper. So Iron Hands is going to go for a Belly Drum, boosting his attack rather nicely there. I was like, let's go for the low sweep here. Here comes the Stomping Tantrum on my Iron Hands, and I lived it very well. I was like, man, I'm going to get this sweep. Here it comes, Small Foot, and that is going to be enough to take out the Great Tusk, and that's also the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Drop a like if you did, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out.